We started with 16 great teams in the Pine Tar Great Teams Tournament. We are down to 4. There's 2 in the American League. This is the American League Championship Series. Let's review how they got here. The 74 A's defeated the 67 Red Sox in 5 games. Then they defeated the 76 Yankees in 5 games. The 1980 Royals defeated the Minnesota Twins in 5 games from 1987, the 1987 Twins. Then, the upset, maybe, of the entire tournament. The 1980 Royals defeated the 1968 Tigers in 5 games. We're down to 2 American League teams left, the 74 A's and the 1980 Royals. It's a 5-game series. We start in Oakland, and it's a best of 5. The home team advantage, the home field advantage goes to the A's on the strength of their World Series championship between these two teams. They won the World Series in 5 games over the 74 Dodgers. The 1980 Royals lost the World Series in 6 games to the Phillies. Therefore, the home field advantage goes to the 1974 A's in this series. They get home games for games 1 and then 4 and 5 if necessary. The Royals get home games for games 2 and 3. We are in Oakland. From Oakland, this is Pine Tar Baseball. Pine Tar Baseball. TTLBaseballGame.com. TTLBaseballGame.com. Game 1 features Paul Splittorff, the crafty, soft-tossing left-hander for the Kansas City Royals. The wily veteran. But there's a problem. Paul Splittorff has a split on his away grade in Pine Tar Baseball of a G, which is as low as it gets, and he can improve to an E the 3rd time through the batting order. That's not good. So the crafty lefty is going to have his hands full. The A's have 3 famous starters, Catfish Hunter, Vida Blue, Ken Holtzman. None of them are available for Game 1. They have to go off the grid and pick a 4th starter. Glenn Abbott has been, not Jack Abbott. Glenn Abbott has been the 4th starter so far in this tournament. But as you can see, he is a C grade at home. So do the A's have somebody better? Well, it just so happens they do. They have a man I like to call the Blue Moon, but they're not going to use him in this game. They're going to go with the left-hander, Dave Hamilton. Dave Hamilton is an A grade at home with a C the 3rd time through the order. He started 18 games in 1974. He was the 4th starter most of the time for this A's team. Even more importantly, Dave Hamilton, as you can see in the upper right corner, throws left. That is a problem for the 1980 Kansas City Royals. It takes Willie Aikens out of the lineup. It takes Clint Hurdle out of the lineup. But of course, we know that the most important thing to Clint Hurdle is the buffet. So there is that. But the most important thing a left-hander does is it minimizes, as best you can, the incredible year that George Brett had in 1980 by going with a lefty-lefty matchup. So the Royals are somewhat worse against left-handed pitching in 1980. Therefore, the A's are going with left-hander Dave Hamilton. It's Splittorff versus Hamilton in this first game of the series. Let's look at the lineups. for game one. Leading off in left field, it's Willie Wilson. Batting second, back in his DH spot, Hal McRae. Batting third, George Brett. Batting fourth, center field, Amos Otis. Batting fifth at first base, John Wathan. Batting sixth in right field, Jose Cardinal. Batting seventh, doing the catching, Darrell Porter. Batting eighth at second base, Frank White. Batting ninth at shortstop, UL Washington. And as I told you, on the mound, Paul Splittorff, the left-hander. For the 1974 World Champion Oakland A's, leading off in center field, it's Billy North. Batting second, shortstop, Bert Campaneris. Batting third at third base, Sal Bando. Batting fourth in right field, it's Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth in left field, Joe Rudy. Batting sixth at first base, Gene Tennis. Batting seventh in DH today, Angel Mangual. Batting eighth and doing the catching, Ray Fosse. Batting ninth at second base, Dick Green. And on the mound for the A's, left-hander Dave Hamilton. So we have a pair of left-handers on the mound today in game one. Alrighty. Every pitcher is available, although Quisenberry has pitched 2 games in a row. If he pitches today, he will not be available for game 2. But this is a very, very important game, and we may see Quiz in this game. Everybody's available for the A's, and no injuries. So here we go with game 1. Willie Wilson standing in against Dave Hamilton. It's the first inning. On the other side of the tournament, didn't mention that, the NLCS on the other side features the 64 Phillies against the 79 Expos. I'll let you take a look at game 1, which is already up on my channel. Game 2 coming up tomorrow. Willie Wilson standing in against Hamilton. The pitch is a line drive, base hit, center field. Willie Wilson takes Hamilton right back up the middle, and it's on to Billy North, who collects it and throws it back in, and Wilson is aboard. Wilson, an amazing base runner, an amazing base stealer. He's on base. He's got an 87% chance. Fosse's arm is a +3. He's got a 90% chance. McRae stands in. Will Wilson go? He's not going. The pitch to McRae. He struck him out. Hamilton gets him with some high heat. The gas. And there's one down. Brett stands in. Willie Wilson's aboard. Brett stands in. Pitch. Wilson not going. Wilson's not going. It's a ground ball to Tennis. Tennis to Campaneris. Campaneris back to Hamilton. It's a double play. And the Royals blow a chance in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. We're scoreless in Oakland. Billy North stands in against Paul Splittorff, who was active in pitching, actually, in 1974 as well. The pitch to North. He walked him. North, both leadoff batters aboard in this one. North walks against Splittorff. Splittorff's got that G rating. He's going to be on thin ice with manager Jim Fry. North takes his lead. Darrell Porter is the catcher for the Royals. Porter's rating, -8. -8. All right. So the pitch to Campy. North not going. This is trouble. This is big trouble. Hit by Campy to left. It's over Wilson's head. Wilson to the wall. It's gone. It's a 2-run homer for Bert Campaneris and a 2-0 lead right off the bat for the Oakland A's. 2-0 on the strength of a Bert Campaneris home run in the first inning with Bill North aboard. Nobody out. Sal Bando steps in. Bando with a single to right. He goes the other way against the soft tossing Paul Splittorff. Reggie Jackson with nobody out. Splittorff's got to give him some innings here. Pitch to Reggie is lined, and a base hit to center. Base hit to center. Otis in on it on a hop. Bando advances to second and will stop there. The first 4 men have reached for Oakland. Splittorff in a jam. Fry pacing in the dugout, considering, thinking about starting to vape. Rudy stands in. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Double play target. Maybe. This is trouble. It's a base hit to left. It drops in front of Wilson. Here comes Bando. He will be waved, and here comes Wilson's throw. It is not in time. Bando scores from second. Jackson goes around to third. It's first and third and a 3-0 lead for the Oakland A's. It's 3-0 Oakland in the first. Tennis stands in. First 5 men have reached against Splittorff. Pitch to Gino. Ground ball third. That's Brett. He's going to go to White for 1. A return throw to Wathen gets a double play as Jackson scores. It's 4-0 A's, but they finally got 2 outs in the first. And Angel Mangual is going to stand in the DH today. Pitch to Angel. He sends a ground ball to short. That's UL Washington. Shifts his toothpick from the right side to the left side and throws to Wathen for the out. That retires the A's in the first, but. 4 big runs cross the plate for Oakland here in the first inning. It's 4-0 A's after 1. Dave Hamilton coming back on the mound after a long inning in the dugout. Amos Otis will stand in, looking to get something started for Kansas City. Pitch to Amos. Ground ball short. That's Campaneris on a hop. Throws across to Tennis for 1 down. John Wathen. Wathen strikes out on a Hamilton breaking ball. 2 down. And Jose Cardinal. Pitch to Jose. He chops one. It's chopped. It's chopped over the head of Hamilton. Bounces toward Green. Green grabs it and throws, but does not get Cardinal. It's an infield hit for Jose. With 2 outs and Cardinal on first base, it's Darryl Porter. Pitch to Darryl. Porter swings at the Hamilton offering, goes the other way, and it's a base hit in front of Rudy to left field. Cardinal will stop at second base, and with 2 outs and 2 on, it's Frank White. Frank's got some power against the left-hander Hamilton. 2 outs, 2 on, Cardinal on second, Porter on first. Pitch to White is lifted in the air to left. Rudy back on the track towards the wall, and he's got it for the 3rd out in the 2nd inning. The Royals threaten in the 2nd, but do not score. And after 1.5, It's Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing in Oakland. Fosse, Green, and North for the A's in the second. Pitch to Ray. He lines one to left, and that's a base hit in front of Wilson. Green stands in, an accomplished bunter. He can handle the bat. What are they going to do with Fosse? What are they going to do with Green? Pitch to Green. He squares to bunt. He gets it down. He gets it down. Fielded by Brett. Across to White. And Fosse advances to second on the sacrifice by the Oakland second baseman. With one out and a man on second, it's Billy North. 0 for 1 officially, or no at-bats officially. He walked and scored in the first on the Campaneris home run. Chance to drive in a run here. The pitch to Billy, hit in the air to center. Amos Otis will take it, and that's 2 down. Fosse retreats to second base. Campaneris homered last inning, a 2-run shot that gave the A's the lead. Can he come through here and drive in Fosse? The pitch to Campy. He draws a walk and runs down to first base. Now runners on first and second for Bando. Splittorff constantly in trouble so far. Bando singled and scored in the first. Pitch to Sal. This one, grounded to short. UL Washington will flip to Frank White, and that will retire the Royals in the second. We have played 2. It's Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing in Oakland in Game 1 of the ALCS. The winner goes on to play the 64 Phillies or the 79 Expos, whoever wins the NLCS. UL stands in against Hamilton. And pitch to him is grounded to short to Campaneris. He throws across to Tennis, and that's 1 down. Willie Wilson singled in the first. Pitch to Willie. Hit in the air to center. That's Billy North coming in a few steps, and he'll make the play for 2 down. And Hal McRae, who struck out in the first. 297 in 1980. Pitch to Hal. He strikes him out on a Hamilton fastball. Second time, Hamilton gas. And that ends the third for Kansas City. We go to the bottom of the third. Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing in Game 1 of the ALCS. It's Jackson, Rudy, and Tennis for Oakland in the bottom of the third. Reggie, 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored, 289 in 1974. The pitch to him, chopped over Splittorff's head towards UL. Reggie's going to beat this thing out. It's an infield hit for Jackson. He is aboard with nobody out, and an 82% stealer minus Porter's -8 knocks him down to a 74, and he's an A, so will they send him? Rudy at the plate. Joe singled and drove in a run in the first. He had 293 in 1974. The pitch to Joe. Reggie on the run. He takes the throw from Porter is not in time, and Jackson steals second. Here to lead off the third. Rudy's got a duck on the pond. Chance to drive in a runner. Rudy called strike 1. Pitch to Joe from Splittorff. He draws a walk. Rudy draws a walk. The A's have men at first and second. Fry, nervous, in the dugout. Let's see what they got. Not a lot in that bullpen. Boy. Marty Patton starting to throw in the Royals bullpen. It's really early for Marty. Tennis stands in, runners at first and second. That's Jackson at second, Rudy at first. The pitch to Gino. Ground ball second. White fumbles it, but recovers, throws to first and gets the out. The runners move up. Jackson to third, Rudy to second. There's one man out. In the third for Kansas City, they're going to bring the infield in at this point and pitch to Mangual. Angel is 0 for 1. On the day, 233 in 1974. Can bunt, but will they ask him to? Splittorf to the belt, checks the runners. The infield is in. The pitch to Mangual. He strikes him out. Splittorf picks a good time for his first strikeout of the day, and that'll bring up Fosse, a 196 hitter, but a single in the second for Ray. 2 outs, Jackson on third, Rudy on second. The pitch from Splittorf to Fosse is hit on the ground to short. That's UL Washington. Throws across to Wathan, and that'll retire the the A's in the third. Splittorf once more dodges a bullet. Marty Patton can take a seat in the bullpen, and we're going to the fourth inning. It's Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing. Dave Hamilton doing the job as the fourth starter today for the Oakland A's. Coming up in the fourth for the Kansas City Royals, it's Brett, Otis, and Wathan. For Kansas City, the pitch to George. Ground ball first, taken by Tennis. He will step on the bag himself, and that's 1 down. Amos Otis, 0 for 1 on the day. Line shot, Tennis dives. He's got it. That's 2 down. And Wathan, 2 outs, struck out in the second. Pitch to John is hammered on the ground to Green. Dick's got it. Throws to Tennis. That retires the side. Tennis ties a record held by many as he takes all 3 putouts in the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing in Game 1 of the ALCS in the Great Teams Tournament for Pine Tar Baseball at ttlbaseballgame.com. Pitch to Green, who bunted successfully in the second. Dick hits one in the air to left. Willie Wilson is back a step or 2, but in his tracks now, and takes it for the out. That's 1 down. Billy North 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in the day. North hits one in the air. That's not where he wants to hit it. Amos Otis in a few steps and makes the play for out number 2. And Bert Campaneris 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer and a walk on the day. See if he can get something going with 2 outs. This one's on the ground to short. That's Washington across to Wathan, and that retires the Oakland 1-2-3. Splittorf's first 1-2-3 inning of the day. We go to the fifth. It's Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing. And it's going to be Cardinal, Porter, and White. In the top of the fifth for Kansas City, Jose is 1 for 1. Pitch to him is lifted in the air to left. That's Joe Rudy with plenty of room in the first out in the fifth. Darrell Porter, 1 for 1. Pitch to Darrell, ground ball second. Dick Green will flip to Tennis, and that's 2 down. And Frank White 0 for 1 on the day, 264 in 1980. Pitch to Frank is looped toward right. That's over Green's head and bounces in front of Jackson. Frank White's aboard with a single. UL Washington 0 for 1 on the day, 273 in 1980. White aboard, takes his lead. Hamilton looks right at him. The pitch home. He strikes him out on a Hamilton fastball. That retires the Royals in the 5th. We're halfway through this one, and it's Oakland 4, Kansas City nothing, with Bando, Jackson, and Rudy coming up for Oakland. Pitch to Sal, who is 1 for 2 with a run scored on the day. This one's lifted in the air to center. Amos Otis is going to go back 3, 4, 5 steps and make the catch. That's 1 down. Reggie Jackson is 2 for 2 with a run scored and a stolen base on the day. He steps in, 289 for Oakland on the year. Reggie hits a looper. Reggie hits a looper. This one is hit to center. Otis on the run. Does Amos get there? He does, and he makes the play for out number 2. And with 2 outs and nobody on, it's Rudy. Joe Rudy, 1 for 1 on the day, a ribby and a walk. Pitch to Joe. Oh, it's a wild one from Splittorf. It's all the way to the screen. Ball 1. Next pitch to Joe. He walked him. Second walk of the day for Rudy. He's aboard. He's on first. Tennis due up. 0 for 2 with a double play on his ledger for the day. Pitch to Gino from Splittorf. They strikes him out on a Splittorf changeup. We have played 5 complete as the A's are retired in the bottom of the 5th. We've played 5 complete. We go to the 6th inning. Hamilton, by Pine Tar rules, he has reached his maximum innings pitched, but he's throwing a shutout so he can keep going. He's allowed 2 runs or less, and so he can keep going. He's coming out for the 6th. It's the top of the Royals order. They trail 4-0 in this game, the first game of the ALCS. Willie, 1 for 2 on the day. It's the top of the Royals order. Chance for them to do something. And he bunts. It's a bunt for Wilson. It's a bunt for Wilson. He's going to reach. And it's a single for the speedster. He's aboard with nobody out, and McRae is due. Will they send him? Oh. Wilson takes his lead. Hamilton to the belt. Throws once to first. He's back. Wilson takes his lead again. It's a little bit further. Hamilton to the belt. Looks at Wilson. The pitch home to McRae. There goes Willie. There goes Willie Wilson. He steals second base. Andre Fossey. Stolen base for the Royals speedster. He's now on second with nobody out, and McRae is due. McRae, a count of 0-1 to him. McRae 0 for 2 on the day. Royals looking to get something, anything going against Hamilton. Pitch to Hal. Grounded to first. That's Tennis. He's going to flip to Hamilton for the out. Wilson races to third base. And with 1 man out, there's a runner on third now For Kansas City, George Brett, the MVP, stands in. 390 on the year in 1980. He's 0 for 2 today. The pitch to George. The A's infield is back. The pitch to Brett is grounded to tennis. And that will score Wilson from third. The Royals are on the board as Green throws to tennis for the out. With 2 outs and nobody on, but the Royals are on the board. It's 4-1 Oakland. Amos Otis stands in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And this one's hitting the air to center. It'll drive north back, but he'll make the catch. That retires the Royals in the 6th, but they break onto the scoreboard with a run. A single, a stolen base, a ground out, and another ground out. Score Wilson in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Oakland 4, Kansas City 1 in Game 1 of this ALCS. 0 for 2 for Mangual on the day. He stands in against Splittorf. The pitch to Angel is lined up the middle for a base hit. He's aboard. Fosse stands in. Ray is an accomplished bunter and a 196 hitter in 1974. Will they ask him to bunt? 1 for 2 on the day. Mangual takes his lead. The pitch from Splittorf. He's not bunting. This one is looped to right. It falls in front of Cardinal, and Mangual is going to streak all the way to third base. First and third for Oakland, and Patton gets up again to start throwing. How do they want to do this? Infield is going to be in. Infield is in for Kansas City. 0 for 1 on the day for Green. They could ask him to bunt. It could be a squeeze. They're going to play in. The pitch to Green. It's the squeeze is on. Here comes Mangual. Green hits it hard to Brett. Brett's coming home with it, and they get Mangual at the plate as Porter applies the tag. The squeeze fails. Green is safe at first. Fosse is safe at second. But the A's lose their runner at third base. There's now 1 man out, and Billy North coming to the plate. And that's going to do it for Splittorf. Here comes Jim Fry. He wants Marty Patton. And he's going to get him right now. With 1 out in the 6th, I guess Splittorf did all you could realistically expect him to do with a G rating on the mound, on the road. Give you Splittorf's numbers. He went 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 9 hits. He walked 2 men. He struck out 2. He allowed 4 runs to this point. They are all earned. He leaves with a 4-1 deficit and men at first and second. It's Fosse at second, Green at first. There's 1 man out, and Bill North at the plate. Marty Patton is the Royals' setup man. It's a little early for him. Maximum innings pitched of 2, but he is an A-plus pitcher on the road, as you see here. Very effective on the road for Kansas City in 1980. Bill North stands in. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. There's 1 out in the 6th, and the Oakland A's lead 4-1. Big runs are on second and first. The pitch to North. And Billy hits one on the ground to second. That's UL Washington. To White for 1, to Wathen for 2, and a very uncharacteristic double play off the bat of Billy North gets the Royals out of the inning without any damage. Marty Patton comes in and does the job. We go to the 7th. Hamilton's still in. He's allowed less than 2 runs, but he's on a short leash at this point, and he will face Wathen, Cardinal, and Porter for the Royals in the 7th. It's Oakland 4, Kansas City 1. Wathen stands in. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. The pitch to John. Another bunt. Bunted toward Bando. He's gonna beat it out. Wathen is safe. And that might be all for Hamilton. It's going to be all for Hamilton. And here comes Alvin Dark. Alvin Dark is going to go with Gerald Knowles here in the 7th. Gerald Knowles was injured in 1974 and was not his usually effective self. He's a G on the road. He's not on the road in this game, though. He's an A pitcher at home. He has walk modifiers 55 to 60 and 77, and he has a maximum innings pitched of 1. But can he bridge the gap here in the 7th to get to Lindblad and Knowles, which is what Alvin Dark is asking him to do? Hamilton went 6 very strong innings, 6 plus. He allowed 2, 4, 6 hits. He walked none. He struck out 4 men, and leaves with a 4-1 lead. He allowed 1 run. It was earned. And Cardinal stays in the game because he's still facing a lefty. So Knowles was on. 1 for 2 for Jose today. Wathen takes his lead at first base. Wathen can steal you a base. Do they want to try that? No, they're not. They're not going to try that yet. Knowles to the belt, looks at Wathen, pitch home to Cardinal. He walked him. That's not what they wanted to see in Oakland. Knowles walks the first man he faces. That gets Fingers and Lindblad going in the Oakland bullpen. The two-headed monster for the Oakland A's in the bullpen. Lindblad and Fingers are throwing in a hurry. Porter stands in. 1 for 2 on the day, 249 in 1980. Pitch to Darrell. Hit on the ground to third. Glove by Bando. To Green for 1. To Tennis for 2. It's a double play. Wathen advances to third, but the A's happily take the double play, and Frank White will come on with a man at third and 2 outs against Knowles. 1 for 2 on the day for White. Error check. Error check. White slams the ball hard. This one is at Dick Green. Dick Green fumbles it. He makes the error. White is safe at first. Wathen scores from third. And the Royals have cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. White is safe at first on the error. The run will be unearned. And UL Washington comes to the plate as the tying run for Kansas City. Oh, an uncharacteristic mistake by Dick Green. gives the Royals a run here in the 7th. It's 4-2 Oakland. The pitch to UL from Knowles. It's another error check. We've got another error check. Let's see where this goes. It is hit at Bando. Bando fumbles it. And he makes an error. That will send White all the way to third. We've had 2 errors in a row by the normally, fundamentally sound Oakland A's, and the Royals have the tying run at first base in the presence of a very speedy UL Washington. Knowles, they're leaving him in. So it's White on third, Washington on first, and Willie Wilson at the plate, 2 for 3. A run scored, a stolen base on the day to face Knowles. Gerald to the belt. The pitch home to Willie. The pitch home to Willie is a line drive to left field. It lands in front of Rudy. That's going to score White from third. And Rudy throws into second base as UL Washington streaks all the way to third base. And Willie Wilson has driven in a run. He is 3 for 4. It's 4-3. Oakland, and that's going to do it for Knowles, even though the damage was not all his fault. They're going with Lindblad. They're going with Lindblad to face McRae, even though it's not, maybe, well, it's not the percentage move. But Brett is looming on deck, and so they want the lefty in there for him. Knowles is gone. Darrell pitched 2/3 of an inning, walked 1, gave up a hit, gave up a run. It's unearned. And that's just so far. Oakland hanging on, clinging to a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 7th. Wilson on first. Washington on third is the tying run. Hal McRae is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts today. Paul Lindblad is inheriting a mess. The pitch from Lindblad to McRae with Brett on deck. And it's more trouble. This one's going to land in right field in front of Jackson. It's a base hit. Washington scores from third. The game is tied. Wilson streaks to third. We're tied at 4 in Game 1 of the ALCS. Here come the Royals. There's just no quit in this team. And it's 0 for 3 on the day with a ribby for Brett. He's got a chance to give the Royals the lead. The pitch from Lindblad. Hit in the air to right. Reggie toward the line. He's going to make the play, and that will retire the side. But 3 devastating runs score for Kansas City. We go to the 7th inning stretch with the score in this one tied at 4. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Campaneris, Bando, and Jackson as the A's try desperately to retake the lead. Marty Patton is back on the mound. Bert Campaneris is 1 for 2 on the day with a 2-run homer and a walk on his ledger. The pitch to Bert. Hit in the air to left. He doesn't want to do that. He gets it in the air, and Willie Wilson is going to make the catch. 1 down in the 7th. Sal Bando. 1 for 3 with a run scored on the day for him. We got an error check. It's an error check, this time for Kansas City. Bando hits it hard, and it's in the air to right. Cardinal on the run. He drops the ball. Jose Cardinal just dropped the ball, and Bando reaches on an error by the Royals right fielder. With one out, the A's have a man on first base, and it's going to be Reggie coming to the plate against Patton. Tempting to go to a left-hander here, but the Royals bullpen is thin, especially on the road. Reggie's 2 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout. With a run scored and a stolen base, sorry. The pitch to Reggie is ball 2. Patton, ball 2. Quisenberry starting to throw in the Royals bullpen. Pitch to Reggie now is hitting the air to left. Willie Wilson towards the line. He'll make the play and get the ball back in as Bando retreats to first with 2 outs and Bando on first. It's Rudy coming to the plate. 1 for 1, a ribby, and 2 walks on the day for Joe as Patton stands in. And this one is a base hit. Base hit to right field. Cardinal charging. Bando will stop at second. And Tennis will step in with 2 outs, 2 on, and a tie game in the bottom of the 7th. We're knotted at 4. Marty Patton, a stress situation. Bando at second. Rudy at first. Tennis at the plate. Gene is 0 for 3 with a double play, grounder, and a strikeout on his day. Pitch home to Gino. Hit in the air to left. Going to be caught by Wilson, and that will retire the A's in the 7th. We're going to the 8th. Patton did his job for an inning and 2/3. We're going to the 8th. And it's Oakland 4, Kansas City 4. In the top of the 8th, it'll be Otis, Wathan, and Cardinal for Kansas City. 0 for 3 for Amos on the day, facing Paul Lindblad. Tough as nails in 74. Amos strikes out on a Lindblad fastball. That's 1 down. Wathan, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. John draws a walk, and he reaches first base. Might be the time to send him. He's an 84% stealer. Minus Porter's 8 knocks him back to a 76%. Cardinal stands in, 1 for 2 with a walk for him on the day. Lindblad to the belt, looks at Wathan. Pitch home. There goes Wathan. He steals second base, and the throw is late from Fosse. The throw is late from Fosse as Wathan steals second. Sorry, on Fosse's arm. Wathan's chances were even better. He had a 87% chance, so he stole second base. Cardinal's still in there with a ball 1 count. Chance to give the Royals the lead if Cardinal can come through. There's 1 man out. Cardinal is up. Porter's on deck. Lindblad in a jam. The pitch to Jose. He struck him out on some high heat. Paul Lindblad, 2 outs, and Porter standing in. The Royals could hit for him, but Porter's been awesome in this tournament. 1 for 3 on the day. Chance to drive in the lead run. Lindblad, the lefty, checks Wathan at second. The pitch home to Porter is a range check. It's a range check. Hit to center. Is North going to get there? He is not. The ball drops in. It's a base hit. Wathan scores from second. The Royals have the lead. It's 5-4. They've come all the way back. They've come all the way back. The Royals have a 5-4 lead in this one. Frank White with Porter on first. Porter has come through with another big hit for this ball club. Wathan scores. It's 5-4 Kansas City. Lindblad, the pitch to White. Ground ball third, taken by Bando. Throws the short way to Green, covering second. That retires Kansas City in the 8th. But, the Royals score one more run and take a 5-4 lead on Oakland as we go to the bottom of the 8th. That is going to bring on Dan Quisenberry for a potential 2-inning save for Kansas City. He will not be available in Game 2 because he has pitched 3 games in a row for Kansas City. But this, if the Royals can steal this one in Oakland, that's a huge win, a huge get for the Royals. So, Mangual is due. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Alvin Dark is looking at his lineup card to see what his options might be, and he's going to go with Claudell Washington pinch hitting for Mangual here in the 8th. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Mangual 1 for 3 on the day. He will be hit for. It's Claudell Washington pinch hitting in the bottom of the 8th. The A's trail 5-4 after taking a 4-0 lead in the first inning. They let it slip away. Washington hit .285 in 1974. And Dan Quisenberry, the Submariner, is on to face him. Washington bats left. Quisenberry throws right. As you can see, Quisenberry is an A-plus pitcher on the road. He has a max innings pitch of 2. He could close this out if he is effective, and this is his game to lose at this point for Jim Fry. Washington stands in. The pitch to Claudell is grounded at first, gloved by Wathan, who will flip to Quisenberry, and that will retire Washington for 1 man out in the 8th. The A's trail. That's it for Fosse. Here comes Jim Holt. Jim Holt is on to hit for Fosse. Fosse was 2 for 3 on the day. Holt, the left-handed pinch hitter, acquired from the Twins in 1974, stands in, hit .234 on the season. Wants to get himself in scoring position. This one is hit in the air to center. And it's Amos Otis coming in a few steps and retires Holt. Dick Green is due. He will not bat. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Green. And it's going to be Jesus Alou. Jesus Alou pinch hitting for Green. Here in the 8th with 2 outs. Jesus hit .268 in 1974. Dick Green 0 for 2 on the day with a sacrifice bunt. And a costly error back in the 7th. Pitch to Alou from Quisenberry. This one is hit. No, he strikes out. He strikes out on the modifier. Alou is retired in the 8th. The A's, with 3 consecutive pinch hitters, come up dry in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to the 9th. The A's have some changes to make. Washington, of course, stays in as the DH. Jesus Alou will go to left field, and Joe Rudy will come to first base. And Gene Tennis will go do the catching. And we have a new second baseman batting in the 8th spot, which will take Holt out of the game, and it's Ted Kubiak. Ted Kubiak will bat 8th and play second base in place of Holt, who was hitting for Green. So we are ready for the 9th inning in Oakland. It's UL Washington, Willie Wilson, Hal McRae, as the Royals try and add to a 5-4 lead here in Game 1. UL Washington 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He reached on an error and scored a run in the killer 7th inning for Kansas City. The pitch is hit in the air to right. He doesn't want to hit him in the air. Reggie coming on, and he makes the catch for out number 1 in the 9th. Now Willie Wilson is up. I don't think, no, Wilson's 3 for 4. They don't want Lindblad facing him, so it's going to be bullpen time. It's going to be bullpen time. And that means Fingers. They're going with Fingers. With 1 out in the 9th, the switch hitter Willie Wilson will be facing the A's closer, or one of them. Kind of shared that responsibility in 1974 with Paul Lindblad. It's Raleigh Fingers, pitched in 76 games. In 1974, he is an A-plus pitcher at home. Maximum innings pitch of 2 and strikeout modifiers on 55 and 77. Willie Wilson stands in. He has been dynamite for Kansas City today. 3 for 4, a run scored, a ribby, a stolen base. The catalyst to the Royals offense as he needs to be. In 1980, he hit .326. Hal McRae is on deck. George Brett after him if they get on. Pitch to Fingers is trouble. That's a base hit for Wilson. It's his 4th hit on the day to left field, collected by Jesus Alou, who throws it back in, and Wilson is aboard with another hit. 4 hits for Wilson. McRae. Let's see, Tennis's arm. Tennis is the current Oakland catcher. He is a -7. The Royals would love an insurance run. He's an 87. -7. He's an 80% chance to be safe. McRae is due up. Fingers at the plate. Raleigh to the belt. And here goes Wilson. The pitch. He got it. He's safe. He got his 2nd stolen base of the day. And McRae took a strike. A strike 1 to Hal. 1 for 4 with a ribby on the day for McRae with Brett on deck. Fingers to the belt, checks Wilson, who could steal 3rd. The pitch home to Hal. Hit in the air to center. That will retire McRae on a fly ball to North. Wilson retreats to 2nd. Brett is due. First base is open. And Otis is on deck. They're going to walk George Brett and his .390 average. Takes the bat out of Brett's hand by stealing 2nd base. Otis stands in at .251 for the 1980 season. He is the cleanup hitter today. They could go to Akins, but they're not gonna. Amos 0 for 4 with a strikeout on the day. Fingers checks both runners. That's Wilson at 2nd, Brett at 1st. There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The pitch home is hit high and deep, and it's to right field. Reggie Jackson to the wall. It's gone. Amos Otis has left the Elvis has left the building. Amos Otis is sticking around. Amos Otis has crushed a 3-run, soul-crushing, back-breaking home run for Kansas City. It is now Kansas City 8, Oakland 4 in the top of the 9th. Raleigh Fingers has gagged when they needed him most. Wow, John Wathen stands in. It's 8-4 Kansas City. Wathen at 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a stolen base and a walk and a strikeout on his very full ledger of the day. Wathen singles to center. Fingers coming unglued. Wathen's second hit of the day. Cardinal is due. They could leave him in or go to Hurdle. There's no lefties in the Oakland bullpen at this point. They're going to leave Jose in. Clint Hurdle looking for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So Cardinal will stay in to bat. A little bit better defensively. 1 for 3 with a walk and a whiff on Jose's day. The pitch to him is a line drive. Base hit to left. It falls in front of a Lou. Look at John Wathen streaking all the way to third. And Cardinals on first with a single. Men at the corners. 3 runs in. Porter up for Kansas City. Fingers not getting the job done. Abbott is throwing, not Jack Abbott, it's Glenn Abbott throwing in the A's bullpen. So is Blue Moon Odom. But they're sticking with Fingers. Porter is up, men at the corners. That's Wathen at third, Cardinal at first. 2 men out in the 9th. Porter is 2 for 4 with a ribby. The pitch to Darrell is a strike 3 called on a slider by Fingers, and that retires the Royals in the 9th. But they score 3 runs on 4 hits and take a commanding 8-4 lead here in Game 1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the top of the Oakland lineup. North, Campaneris, and Bando, and the crowd is in stunned silence as the A's have taken out the Hall of Famer, Raleigh Fingers, for 3 soul-crushing, back-breaking runs. Can they make it stand up? Quisenberry is tired. He's gone 2 days in a row. This is his 3rd game in a row. He's already pitched 1 inning. He's dragging. Does he have enough left to finish off the top of the A's order? North, Campaneris, Bando. North is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. The pitch to Billy is a strike 3 called. Wow. Too close to take, Billy. Let it go by. That's 1 down. Campaneris. Bert Campaneris. 1 for 3, 2-run homer, and a walk on his day. Pitch to Campy is hit on the ground to third, gloved by Brett. 2 down, and Bando 1 for 4 with a run scored. And it's going to be a range check. Ground ball, UL Washington. UL in the hole. Throws to Wathen. Retires the A's. That's the ball game. And the Kansas City Royals have, in improbable fashion, made a G starter a success in Game 1 of the ALCS. Let's give you the line scores and all the numbers on this one. For the victorious Kansas City Royals, in Game 1 in Oakland, they steal the and that's the other thing. They steal the home field advantage now. The 1980 Royals, 8 runs on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits. And they committed 1 error. For the vanquished 1974 Oakland A's, 4 runs on 6, 8, 9 hits. And they committed 2 errors right in a row in the disastrous 7th inning that let the Royals back in the ball game. Unbelievable. The winning pitcher would be Marty Patton. The losing pitcher is Paul Lindblad. The save goes to Dan Quisenberry. And I believe that is Quisenberry's, it is his 4th save of the tournament so far. That puts their overall records for Kansas City is now 7-4 in the tournament. Oakland is now 6-5 in the tournament. As I mentioned before, Quisenberry will be held out of Game 2 as we go back to Kansas City. He's gone 3 games in a row, so he'll be out of this first game in Kansas City. But the Royals have Dennis Leonard, their ace, on the mound in Game 2, and he will face the A's 1971 Cy Young Award winner Vida Blue. So that will be a great pitching matchup. All right, I think that covers it. So we have the 1980 Royals 8, the 1974 A's 4 in Game 1 of the ALCS. We go to Kansas City for Games 2 and 3. On Game 2 will be on Monday. Game 2 of the NLCS will be tomorrow as the Montreal Expos from 1979 travel to Philadelphia to face the 64 Phillies in Game 2 of their series. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, please, please check out Pine Tar Baseball for these cards and this amazing game at ttlbaseballgame.com. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Kurt Berglund. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.